the stream starts. Hello. I didn't start on my face cam, but my dad was off, even though he's sitting right next to me.
That answers second mini poll question.
Second mini poll question? What was that?
Will I be wrangling unicorns on the farm or Jake's sidekick? DC says, why not do both? I said, have you ever tried to lasso and co-host?
That's pretty tough. But anyways, we've got a GameCube here today that is really dark for some reason. Well, it's on auto ISO, so I don't know what's up. But let's move this over here for a second and show off what we got in stock today while people file in here. The poll is still open. I didn't give away the answer yet. But let's start with the stuff that we know about. We've got a clear orange Game Boy Pocket, a pink Game Boy Pocket, and a bunch of little cute Pokemon on a Game Boy Pocket with the Suicune GBC that we did last week sometime. I did.
Monday?
You guys didn't do it. Monday or Wednesday. Then we have the clear red and wood DMG with a Venusaur DMG over here. And this actually, I believe, sold this morning, but
oh really?
I finally fixed this guy. I think it sold. The Rayquaza one I know sold. And I think this one also sold.
This one surprises me.
Yeah. But I'd have to double check that. So let me do that real quick. Yeah, the blue one already sold. I didn't even formally announce it, and it sold. But we have the Totodile from last week. I think that was, I don't know. This is Monday or Wednesday. It doesn't matter. But we've got this one that I finally got working. This is the Arc GBA one that's going to be very hard to see because the lights. But there we go. It glows. That's minimum brightness? No. But yeah. The buttons glow, and it actually, if I press the right button combo, it works. So you can cycle through all the colors.
I like the blue and the red. You like the green?
I like the minty green on there. I think it looks good with the black, but
It shows up on the screen on the computer better than I thought it would.
oh yeah.
It looks good.
But that is that. That is available, and
Flashbang.
yeah, flashbang. There's some funny business with this one. This was the motherboard that was used originally in those streams where I struggled to do this one. The Game Boy motherboard, I ended up burning one of the test pads, but it was still fine for normal modding, so I swapped it over to this shell and got this lovely Bulbasaur shell out that I proceeded to completely destroy two of the, well, this one's completely destroyed, this one's just got a small crack in the screw post. And on the other side, you notice that it's a OEM black shell. It's because this on the clear green back half was broken and useless at that point. So I swapped it out, and I know it's a Frankenstein of a Game Boy, but it is listed for much cheaper. It is still fully functional. It just doesn't look as pretty. So if you want to steal, you can grab this. I believe I put it at $150. Normally I'd put a UV print one at $200. So that's quite the steal. And I think, yeah, that's it. That is what we have in stock. Now we can get started on some GameCube modding.
We have DC. Hello, DC. We have Roadkill Raker. And we have Justin in the chat so far. And I'm sure more will join in. Happy holiday weekend, everybody, for those who celebrate.
For us Americans, tomorrow being 4th of July. And 55% of you in the poll say it'll be an opaque shell. Well, this one is opaque, but this one over here is, well, I mean, the box is opaque, but in a second, we'll see that it's a clear purple as everything's falling out. Can't even get the stuff back in the box. Okay. So, it looks about the same. It makes the indigo shell look a lot more blue on camera. I guess just sitting next to it in real life too. People say that this is purple. I don't think indigo is purple. At least not this indigo. I've always thought of it as a blue. Clear purple is my weakness, dude. It's not an atomic purple, but it's like way more purple than the atomic purple normally is. I don't like when companies say this is atomic purple. This atomic purple is a very light purple, but I prefer this color anyways. So we're gonna take this apart. That's all right.
First break everything.
Well, this is the plastic. It wouldn't hurt anything.
Great. Come on, Brad. Lars, I'm definitely going to get that shield for my GameCube. I'm deciding between a clear shell or sticker skins. What's sticker skins? Just
like instead
of wrap.
Yeah. Is that the easier way to put it? Yeah. Vinyl wrap.
I would think that would be okay because it's not like the handheld where it wear off. And not a lot of people are doing that.
Yeah.
It sits there, And
I don't know if it was official or not, but back in the day, they did do a lot of vinyl wraps for the GameCube. I don't know if it was official Nintendo stuff, but I want to say some of it was. And I know that some of them, like on the, I don't know what to call this, the crown, this thing, the jewel. This had some like stickers for it and stuff.
Where do you get your shells at?
Well, this one, the link in the description, at least it should be. Let me double check here. But as far as I'm aware, actually, I want to say Handheld Legend does sell these, and that's like the only place in the U.S. that I know of that sells these. Actually, I think Castlemania might sell them too, but both of them, not as much with Handheld Legend, but both of them are very overpriced in my opinion. So I recommend grabbing it from AliExpress and just waiting the time, because this was only $40 or $50 for the shell compared to like I think it's $80 at Handheld Legend, and I want to say it's like $100, $110 somewhere around there in Castlemania, but they might have their own mold. I don't know.
Just for the shell.
Just for the shell.
Sheesh.
But the nice part about the GameCube mod is the mod itself is cheap. So, the mod is only like $10, $12, depends on what you get and where you get it. But yeah.
Lars, I figured it was autocorrect. Dojo says, hi, can't wait for this mod. Bought my first GameCube after watching your last GameCube mod video. You inspire people to try their hands at this, man. A lot of gusto marks, too.
I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the GameCube, because it is It's probably my second favorite console. I think the Switch has overtaken it, honestly. The Switch just has so much going for it.
Did you clean the inside of that?
No, I haven't. This is the first time I've opened this one.
It's really not that bad.
No. A little dust around the connector here, but we'll take care of
I
that.
figured there'd be more Dorito dust in there.
Then they don't touch them, so.
True. That's my leg.
Well, you shouldn't sit there. Gotta be careful around this.
Anybody doing anything fun or spectacular tomorrow?
Or today.
They could
do stuff today.
We're doing stuff today. Doing something spectacular today.
Yeah, they're watching this.
Exactly.
Oh, and quick announcement. I have the next 2 videos 99% done. So, if you want to join the mod squad, if you want to become a member, I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. But if you want to become a member, you can hit that join button down below, and later today, hopefully later today, at latest some point tomorrow, I'll have this Friday's video up, which is a review of this guy. A lot of you might find this little guy familiar. This is the Miu Mini. It is the Plus. Didn't really care to get the even smaller one. But yeah, the Miu Mini. I reviewed it, and I have, I think, different thoughts from a lot of other people who have made videos on it, which a lot of people have made videos on it. So if you're interested in that, hit that join button down below, and you can hopefully watch it later today, if not tomorrow. And then next week, I don't know if I want to wait until the beginning of next week to drop the next video, just to give a little separation, but I don't know. We'll see.
DC says, going to work. Boy, do you know how to party. The wait, Johnny Rig, is double down. Tomorrow, working. Today, working. Justin says, the GameCube was my first console ever. I got the Platinum one with Mario Sunshine back in like 2004 when I was 6 years old, and arguably my favorite still. We did a lot of gaming on the GameCube, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when we first got it, and it was one of the Mario games, though, I think. We plugged it in and set it up, and mind you, I'm not the most technologically advanced person. What? And we got it all set up. Just connecting it to the TV was a challenge for me. And then we put the game in, and I'm like, okay, let's play a game. Do you remember this?
No.
And we had to go through the 10 hours of chat with it was like the boat one with the multiple games in it.
Oh, Mario Party 7.
Something like that, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the game we got bundled with it. We had the Mario Party 7 bundle.
And they do where the characters are talking to you. I'm like, what in the world? I just want to play a game.
My dad is not one for story.
Not in that sense. I enjoy, like, when you're telling the family stories on stream, stuff like that, hearing some amusing things. But if I want a game, I want to play.
There's a lot of people out there, like me, who like to play a movie. Like, basically control the character in the movie. And that's why I like God of War so much, because it's a really fun game. There's a lot of good game aspects to it, but you're essentially watching a really long movie where you get to control the main character. I get that, if that's what your thing is. But at that moment, my mindset was playing a game. We put it in and we play it, right? No, that's not it. What's funny is you complain about it. There's really not that much talking to Mario Party other than explaining the rules.
Well, to a kid back then... Oh, wait, I wasn't a kid.
Yeah. To a 40-year-old back then...
Hey.
You were probably late 30s.
What year did we get GameCube?
Well, that was end of life cycle, so I'm assuming that's probably around 2004, 2005.
Trying to do math.
Oh my gosh, you're 35.
Yeah, okay, so Johnny says, what's the mod? I have a GameCube tucked away somewhere. Smiley face.
The mod, I think I have the tutorial in the description. I might not. But it is called Pico Boot. And you use a Raspberry Pi Pico board that I'll show off later. And you solder 5 wires to it and then solder it to the Game Boy board. And you run the Pico Boot firmware, and it essentially will allow you to load a custom firmware off an SD card that allows you to play games off of your SD card. It allows you to play region-free games and all that stuff, because this is a Japanese GameCube, and I really wish that I didn't have to set this to... You're going to see the menus for a second. I have to look at this for the menus. Nice. This is upside down and backwards for me. Okay. There we go. We're setting it to manual focus. Okay. Because I'm tired of it focusing on my hand. Anyways, custom firmware that allows you to boot games off the SD card and play region-free discs, because this is Japanese, and so American games won't work just plugging it in. You have to go into the Pico Boot firmware and hit a couple buttons, and then it'll start loading off the disc.
Speaking of hitting a few buttons, hit that like button.
Yeah.
Oh, you like that?
That was a good segue. Linus would be proud.
Do we have an applause button or something? No. You don't know what it is.
I have a laugh button and a ba-doom and a aw. So I don't have an applause button. I should have that.
Yaki Yan says, hey, I commented on your last stream about the SD2SP2, about the board being a bit thin and needing to add some solder to the pads to make contact with the pins in the port.
I did see that. I did, but that wasn't the issue. I see what you're saying, but I don't want to put any solder on any pads if I don't have to. But the problem was just I didn't have it really soldered well to the Pico board. I think I had the wire too far in, and it was the wire was sticking through the hole, and so even though I had it soldered down, it wasn't like really making a good connection on some of them. So I think, alright, that was what the problem was. But I appreciate your contribution nonetheless.
Johnny says, nice, that sounds sick. Love this stuff, but never get time. Sam Tooth, Wii U or GameCube to play GameCube games? Question.
I know you can play Wii or GameCube games on the Wii U. It's a little, you have to do a little modding and stuff, but I don't know. I prefer on the GameCube, but it really doesn't make a difference either way. It's all gonna be 480. I guess technically the best would be on the Wii U, just because would the GameCube adapter even work at that point? I don't know. I don't think it really matters, other than just the ease of having a HDMI port on the Wii U. But I don't know. I think the bigger question is real hardware emulation, and it depends on what you have to emulate it. So that's what I have to say about that.
So if you had to choose real hardware or emulation,
depends on the game. I don't know. It's like if I want to play a single player game on the go, then I'm probably gonna open my Steam Deck up and play it. But I also don't like to emulate. I don't like to emulate GameCube games mostly because the layout, unless I can use a GameCube controller while I'm emulating it, my biggest gripe with emulation is not really a gripe with emulation. I want to play the games with oh my gosh. I want to play the games with the original controller, or at least that style. So like, I don't mind playing PlayStation games on my Steam Deck because it still has the same layout. It's just different emblems on the buttons. But I don't like playing GameCube games on the Steam Deck because A, B, X, and Y are not the same as a GameCube controller. So, I don't know.
Because your mind is set on that controller.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like when you get a game and you put it in the GameCube and you're set. Let it go.
Let it go.
Okay.
It's okay. Maybe later we'll run through Mario Party 7 and I'll show you how little text there is. Also, you're the one who decided to get a board game, so. But it's still a great game.
My mind was wrapped around that you're going to have this blah, blah, blah up there. I was okay with it. And we had a lot of fun with all the different mini games.
Mm-hmm. One of our most played games ever, so.
DC says people who emulate be like, let me buy a $5,000 PC to emulate Super Mario Bros. We, speaking of we, will be going to see a movie today, later.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how many of you are fans of the Indiana Jones films. I personally like them. Some better than others. So kind of looking forward to this one, but I also have a feeling it's just not going to be that great.
Yeah, from what I've heard, I don't. And some people say it's good. Some people say it's not. I don't think it's going to be the best in the series, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's going to be him as an old man. They're not like super de-aging him. I know they are a little bit.
See you, Johnny. Get some good sleep.
See ya.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be good parts and stuff. I just have a feeling they're going to do a lot of the same little bits from previous ones. I don't know.
We'll see. Do you want to tell them the Applebee's story?
I will. First, DC says, I've never seen any movies. I don't.
Wow.
So, yeah, Tracy and I went out for dinner the other night, and we went to Applebee's because we were in the area, and they had a deal. If you spend $35, then you get a free movie ticket off of some website or something. So we had dinner and got our receipt, and Mom plugged it in the computer, and I don't know, she did that. We got one ticket. Well, I was telling her last night, why don't we order the three of us dinner, and then we can get another ticket, and then today go to watch the movie, and that way, because we were going to order out anyhow, just order sandwiches or something from Applebee's. She said, yeah, that's great. So her and I ordered food. Well, Jake decided he did not want Applebee's because he has a select diet, and so it's just Tracy and I, and we got our stuff, and when we picked it up at the curbside to go, I asked the young lady who brought it up, oh, do we need another one of those little flyers or just the receipt and log into the same website? Oh, yeah, just need the receipt. Okay. We get home, get the food unloaded and stuff, and then we also had picked up Jake's from Dairy Queen. We get home and unload everything, and then Tracy's like, we didn't even spend $35, so we didn't get another free ticket because Jake decided to eat elsewhere.
That's not my fault.
Had he ate from there, we would have went over the $35 threshold. We would have another ticket. So now we have to buy 2 movie tickets, is what I'm saying. So please donate so we can...
And they had Applebee's 2 nights in a row for no reason.
Well, I had different things.
This is true.
The chicken dish the first night, and I had what did I have the next night? Hamburger.
I am a picky eater, but I also just don't like Applebee's. So
Blasphemy. Justin says, Jake, were you actually on the, how do you say it, WAN show? WAN show? I saw something about you being on the WAN show a while back, but I've never checked.
I was not really, but also was kind of on the WAN show. My face as a part of my video appeared on the WAN show, but I was not physically present or even virtually present. The video I did on the stick locks, they had a very short segment where they talked about it, and I made Linus roll his eyes at the stick lock on the Atari stick. So it was worth it. But yes, technically I was on the WAN show, but it probably a skippable moment, but it's like an hour into I don't even know what the headlining topics were for that one, but I was on a WAN show. I'm also realizing I probably am way too loud right now. I turned it up so Dad can tell the story.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Random question. We're going to go see the Indiana Jones movie like we just talked about.
Okay.
What would be your favorite movie franchise?
Like, of all movie franchises, what's my favorite?
Yeah, the one that has to have at least 3 in it, like Back to the Future.
Has to be a trilogy at the minimum.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, I feel like the cop-out answer would be the MCU, but I wouldn't call that like a movie franchise. I would call that like the universe. But I don't know, probably Back to the Future. But I feel like there's an obvious answer for me out there that I'm just not thinking of right now.
Yeah, you gotta look at your movies.
Yeah.
I like the Bourne series; those are good. I don't think I've seen them all.
I have them all.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see the giant Bourne box there?
Mm-hmm.
It was just on yesterday, but it was the one without Jason Bourne.
Yeah. Renner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which that one was fine. It just wasn't. It wasn't the best. It was still decent. I like a good action movie. Yeah, the Bourne series is good. Rocky and Rambo.
Did you ever watch any of the Mission Impossibles?
I haven't yet. I think I want to wait until they're all out of the theater, because I think this next one it's a part 1 of 2, but I believe that it's the end of the series. So I kind of want to wait until it's all done. But
and then you have the Shrek.
yes,
You have Cars.
Cars was good.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It wasn't. Cars was a good first movie. I'm not itching to watch the second or third.
Yeah, I would agree that the second one was just okay. The third,
I don't know. It's tough.
Mom says Back to the Future.
Yeah, it doesn't shock me that she says that.
Yeah.
It's a good series.
DC says you wouldn't call the Marvel Cinematic Universe a movie franchise?
Well, because there's multiple franchises in it. So I wouldn't call it a singular franchise. Plus, I just feel like that's too easy of an answer for said question. I don't know. It's not the Marvel Cinematic franchise, it's the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Sounds like DC's trying to stir some dust up here.
I just stirred a lot of dust up.
No, I can't believe you're not sneezing.
I think this is just... yeah.
Cling.
Okay, it's not just that then. I thought it was just this backplate that is not of any use for us.
You want me to finish it out?
What? Yeah. Go ahead.
All I gotta do is pull up your last stream of the GameCube and just follow the tutorial. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we might stream right up until movie time. But
Mm-hmm. And it might never get finished.
maybe not. Might not, maybe never.
Okay.
DC, I'm an innocent man. Me, never. I read that in backwards order.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say, I read the first one. I didn't know he said something else. Huh.
Change your name to Hooligan. No?
Why?
Because he's stirring up trouble.
Yeah. Okay, this is my favorite part, taking these out, because I don't know the best way to do it. Apparently it's just like that.
It wasn't that hard. For me.
Yeah. Also, my fingernails I cut way too short, so the most important tool when modding is your fingernail.
What? I don't even know what that is that you.
These are the covers for the memory card slot.
Because you're not going to use those anymore.
No, it's just the old ones were.
Oh, the
red.
hinge. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And that way they match up. I'm with you.
Okay. This is the fun part where all I do is just put the stuff back. So now it's like this. But for those who are interested, I have still been playing a lot of Pikmin here and there, and I don't know if I beat Pikmin 2. I don't know how many Pikmin fans are in here, but I cleared the debt, but then now we're going back for Louis. Is it not technically beaten until after I rescue Louis? Or am I done? Because gotta be honest, Pikmin 2 is hard, and I don't know if I want to go up against a final boss, per se.
Per se.
And I don't know how much more I have to do. Can I just go straight to the final boss? Or do I have to complete more? I don't know. I kind of just want to start on Pikmin 3. I really like the first one, but then the difficulty of the second one made me question how much I like it.
What was the game that you and Aaron were both... He started way before you, and then you, raced it, and you finished it. Did he ever finish that?
God of War. No, I don't think he's touched it since.
Yeah.
But he's also been super busy, so... It's not going down because I didn't swap the ratchet over.
Oh, yeah.
And this is where my forearm will start to burn. They aren't that long screws, but making new threads with the screws is gonna be fun. But pretty soon here we can actually get to soldering and stuff. Okay. I think we can just put this down. Okay. So, yeah. I think we can do the modding now.
Didn't we? I was about to ask you, what was your... We never did a whole lot on 4th of July stuff. And I think I know the answer to this, but what's your favorite 4th of July memory?
I just always liked sitting in the back of the truck and watching the fireworks. What did you think it was?
I thought you were going to say when we just took a random trip to...
to Reno?
To Reno.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
I forgot that was on 4th of July.
Dude, that was so hot.
Yeah, it was very hot.
It was so hot. I don't know if you remember, it melted the lens off of the back of the van, and the tail light lens fell out because if they're hot glued together or whatever, glued and welded together. But yeah, that was fun. No rooms booked, going on a holiday weekend. Yeah, we'll find a place.
That was the most spontaneous thing we ever did.
Yeah.
The Simmons family is not one for...
Spontaneity?
Yeah. Which doesn't sound like a word, but...
Defensing is.
No, it's not. Okay.
Okay, now you have a soldering iron in your hands. So be careful.
I think what I'm going to do... I normally thread these through the holes. But I think... Let's see if I can get the perfect focus. There we go. I think I'm just going to solder to the top of it. I don't think it's really going to matter. I mean, this isn't going to get jostled around. It's a GameCube. I mean, technically it's a portable console with a handheld. Or the handle. But, okay. I need to solder to GP4, 5, 6, and 7. So I'm going to do 4, 5, ground, 6, 7. Guess we can start with the... And then we'll do it down, top to bottom. So green. Nice thing about following my tutorial is in my video tutorial, I have the written guide. I'll show it real quick here. I have the written guide within the tutorial. It's not going to focus because I have it on manual focus. But I have the written guide pictures in it. And I changed the colors to match the kit I have linked below. As long as they keep doing it this way, I'll have the colors will match the wires you receive. Makes it a little easier.
Did you already put that on there, or did that come on there?
They came on there. And then this, I need to bend a little bit here. Because we're bridging 6 and 7 there. Probably should have done it the other way. Pretty sure that's good though. Could use a little bit more. And of course it comes off. But if I can. Okay, now I'm worried now that the rubber's fraying that it's gonna...
No, it'd be good contact.
Or it's gonna spill over to ground there. So get out the old wire stripper. start over. I believe it's the smallest one. Yeah. Okay.
I would hate to see if there's smaller wires than that. I'm sure there are.
I believe there are.
Yeah, it's called fiber optics.
Mm-hmm. Well, those are usually massive. Okay, I think that's good now. Yeah.
You need a magnifying glass.
I think it's right over there. It's not really a magnifying glass, it's just a... Dang it. It wasn't a... It was just a decent connection. I want to do it better. The microscope over there.
Yeah.
But it's a pain in the butt to set up.
That's what I'm saying. Just a magnifying glass. You can just pull it over.
I don't really need it though.
Just wait till you're older.
And then the last piece is over on the 3.3 volt. 3v3. 3 volt. I don't know. 3v3, whatever that means. You don't have to understand it, you just need to know how to do it. And that is all the soldering to this guy.
Do you think the British celebrate the 4th of July? We got rid of them people.
Do you think? Now they probably do. What? Do you think they were upset originally?
Oh, yeah.
It'd be funny if the British were like, yeah, whatever. The logistics of that was getting annoying, having to go across the Atlantic to rule them.
Ship all those tax dollars back.
Mm-hmm. They were probably done with us after we dumped all the gross tea.
Yeah. That's mostly what I drink. But
Mm-hmm.
kind of quiet in the chat. You guys awake?
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
I also didn't try super hard to make the thumbnail and title any different. But that's alright. Where's my flux? Did I cover my flux? I put it back.
Putting stuff away? I'll tell you that.
Oh, I never got it out. That's why.
I thought you put some... Oh, you didn't put any on there?
Uh-uh.
That might have helped.
Nah, not really.
No.
I mean, like, yes and no. Okay.
Maybe when she said I don't like Applebee's, people were like, tune out.
Mm-hmm, probably. I know the stream's still going because I can hear my voice from the other room. Alright, let's start with the green wire. The green. That's the 3rd pin.
I always feel like I shouldn't talk when you're doing the delicate stuff.
I'm gonna need to redo that wire. I need to redo that wire too because they made it way too long. Okay, we'll start with the other ones then. Let's see what we got. 3rd from there. You know, I'm struggling to solder to the board right now. Because all these are super long. They don't need to be. Okay, I'm going to unplug this for a second. I'm going to trim these.
What?
Mom.
Hey, Jake, cool shirt work.
Well, Mom,
Jake's mom.
if you want one, yeah, Jake's mom, definitely not my mom. If you want the shirt I'm wearing, it's mine. You can't have it, but you can buy your own from my website, retroremaster.com. Link in the description.
If you would like the one that I am wearing with all the dog hair on it, you may just have it for free.
That's generous.
Plus shipping and handling. We'll throw it in with the GameCube.
No, we want to sell the GameCube.
It was clean on the inside. Now there's all this dog hair.
I don't know why I still have that wire stripper, because that one is bad. There we go. And then, ow.
Metal sliver.
Yeah.
Good thing you have tweezers right there.
Ow.
Did you get it?
Yeah. That hurt. Had a freaking metal bristle in there. I haven't used my wire brush in a long time. But I need to extend the black wire just a little bit there.
Someone named Jake's mom says, "Do you have Other Prince 2 sweatshirt?" Question mark.
Yes. Okay. I don't know why this is being so temperamental today.
What was that? I missed it.
Chaz, thank you for subscribing. I'm currently struggling. Right now. There we go. Okay, that one's like kind of the hardest one. Just because it's hard to bridge those two with such tight space. Okay, let's do the red one.
And you did put flux on that array?
Yeah. It's also just really old solder. I mean, I guess the GameCube or the Game Boy solder is going to be older, but it's hard to also add fresh solder to this stuff.
I would like to see, I'm sure it's probably on video somewhere, that the production of those boards and how they do the production solder, because it's just dumps down, right?
Actually, I don't know.
It's got to be all done like robotics.
I know, depends on the factory. But like I watched, there's a laptop maker called Framework, and they make very reusable, upgradable laptops, and Linus Tech Tips is invested in them, and they do a lot. He just showed off the factory, and I think they showed off them doing a lot of the soldering by hand.
You can see that. They're probably on a limited production, but when you're cranking out millions of these GameCubes, they've got to have assembly line just dumping that stuff down. I just don't know how they do that, because like you're heating up that and holding it to it. So how they do it multiple points. I mean, I can sit there and see there's probably 50, 60 soldered points I can see right here.
Mm-hmm. There's more than that.
Well, I'm also blind.
Dude. These wires are just too thick. It drives me freaking crazy. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to snip that off. And then...
Solder paste, usually?
Oh, yeah.
Is that...
Solder paste is, it's kind of like flux, but it comes in a syringe typically like this, and then you onto the area you want to put solder. Like Natalie does this with her boards, where it's all the little components and all the little pads. Before you put these things on, you put all the solder paste on, and you drop the chip on, and you heat up the area, and then it just into place. As long as you have all the measurements and stuff right.
Well, I'm sure that they've got all that down to a complete science.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I would like to see, I like watching how it's made type videos.
Mm-hmm. So I just made these really long. I'm going to twist them to hopefully get a little bit more, or a little less fraying going on. Because that's what's happening, is every time I'm trying to solder these down, the wires keep fraying and they keep bridging onto the other pins, and that's not what we want. So if I twist them, cut them short, hopefully they won't fray. Or it'll take hopefully longer for them to fray, because the last two pieces of little wire we gotta solder. We still gotta solder the new battery in, but
if you had like a little, tray on your blue tray that you could just have some solder pooled up in, heat it up, and then dip that tip of that wire in there, and then the solder would just stick to the wire, and then you could set it on the point and heat it up. No?
I guess, but it's not really the. You need both points to be hot.
Like you're putting it onto a spot that already has some solder on it, right? So if you had just a little bit of solder on the wire, and then you put it to that point, heat it up, bada bing, bada boom.
Soldered it to the wrong spot.
I shouldn't have been talking.
No, it's fine. Hey. Okay, well that was painless. That time. Okay. I'm just glad that I left this on. That's a lesson that I'll never forget. When I did my keys, I left this on, and then I took it off to do all the soldering, and then I was all, oh, when both ends are soldered, you can't really put this over it.
But it's critical to have that?
Well, it protects it from getting pinched, because when we drop this back down,
it's going to push down on it. Yeah. Okay.
And it's easier to do that than to cut the metal to give it a hole. Which sometimes I'm like, I just wish that there was a hole.
Somebody says, hi.
Hi, little gato.
Insulator pad? Is that like a little insulator pad?
The thermal pad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, because when you're pushing this back down,
For this. So this is the old. These are the old thermal pads, and they could probably be reused, but eventually they'll dry up and stuff.
So you peeled those off last time, if I remember right.
The plastic.
The old ones.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah. SD. Oh snap! What's up, gang? Gotta re-up subscribing here in a minute. Card info changed. LOL. Hope all is well. Just give us your card info over the phone and the last 4 of your social security number if you have one of those.
And your mother's maiden name.
And we'll handle it from there. Done like 4 Game Boys in past week. It's Soggy Love Towel on your Discord.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm like, what? It's Soggy Love Towel.
Still a odd name.
Well, we won't ask the meaning of
No.
that.
This feels like cheese. It feels like I'm laying a slice of cheese down.
Thermal cheese?
Yeah. And this is the fun part. Actually, you know what? Save my fingers.
Use the butt end of that.
Nah. Yeah, I'll just do this. I don't really want to scrape it. So, because I don't want to scrape the metal. If I scrape the metal, then it's going to give it less surface area to connect to. I mean, like, a little micro scratch probably not going to hurt anything, but a lot of them...
Don't you have it? What's the spudger?
The spudger.
That's what I said.
Yeah. It's easier to wash my hands than that. To wash that.
SD says that's my Xbox Live gamer tag from 2005.
Forbidden cheese. Oh, it's
no,
soggy.
Soggy Love Towel. No, DC says, forbidden cheese. That's how he said it too.
Mm-hmm. It's blue cheese. Dude, this is really stuck on there. Now I kind of regret that. When I did Mikey's, his just peeled right off, if I remember correctly. This is just a nice little ball of solder.
Can I ask? I don't remember where the last GameCube mod went to.
I don't either.
Oh.
It's not pertinent information. You guys just always ask.
I'm always curious where stuff goes.
Me too.
Especially after the one time you sent one to the middle of nowhere in the ocean. DC says leave? I have to leave?
Oh. Well, I'm going to throw this ball of solder, or whatever it's called, away, and wash my hands now. If you want to,
I'll finish the mod.
Okay.
Give me the soldering iron. For that bad joke. What? I think we would have had to have left a long time ago because I tell a lot of bad jokes. So. SD, I'm about to build my first pocket light. Are they pretty straightforward like the SP? I'm most comfy in those. Oh, he's left. Yeah, he left out of shame. SD, I will tell you that they are super easy for me to do because I don't mod things. But we'll defer to Jake when he gets back from washing his filet and cheese. Till then, sing your favorite song. Quietly, though. I can hear you singing. Oh, shh, he's coming back. SD says, I'm about to build my first pocket light. Are they pretty straightforward like the SP? I'm most comfy in those.
I have pocket. See, when you say pocket light, do you just mean like you're just gonna put an IPS screen in there, or are you gonna do a Game Boy? Game Boy Pocket and a Game Boy Light wouldn't make any sense, but yeah, the IPS screens are pretty straightforward for the Pocket. I think that's lined up. It looks a little crooked. The whole thing's a little crooked. Man, that was really up in my fingernails. That's nice. Okay, let's keep crack-a-lacking at this. Oh, dang it.
I'm turning a Pocket with a IPS. It has pocket light glass now.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna do it after the stream.
PS3 has no games? Wow.
PS3.
What is he talking about?
I told them to sing amongst themselves their favorite song quietly.
Mm-hmm.
But we know that secretly DC was singing Air Supply or ABBA. No? Okay.
I don't get it.
I don't think that most people in here are probably ABBA or Air Supply fans.
I never heard of Air Supply. I know who ABBA is,
You've
but
never heard of... What?
what are they singing?
You have heard some of the Air Supply on my... I guarantee you some of their songs have played at work on my Spotify.
Okay. That doesn't help.
Well, I'm blanking right now. Let's say we1235 sup.
Stop.
Or S up, I'm not sure.
Okay. I'm just cutting a little piece of Kapton tape. Cover this up. Since the metal of this thing is going to be right over the top of it. And there's the back of my head.
I knew what you were doing, DC. He was doing a play on Bon Jovi's You Give Love a Bad Name.
Yeah, but...
PS3 has no game.
Yeah, I got the reference. But PS3 does have games. As one of the best games of all time, God of War 3. And then Metal Gear Solid 4, which I don't really know if it's any good. I just know it's on that console, and people always complain about how it's only on that console.
Okay, the only one that comes to mind is Making Love Out of Nothing Up at all.
Yeah, no, I don't.
I'm not going to sing it for you.
Okay.
Okay, I will sing it.
No.
Oh. How about now?
Let's just say for legal reasons. Actually, for legal reasons. I don't want Air Supply to come after me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have enough oxygen to give them.
No. I think you could have went with it.
I feel like the sound effect is really loud.
DC says, while these are factually true statements that have proof of their correctness, the PS3 still no games. Neither does Xbox One.
Let's see.
True, they don't. You have to put games in them, right?
Yeah. Ooh, that wasn't worthy of it.
But I got what he was saying.
Yes.
Because I'm technologically advanced now.
Well, he's saying that they're not good games. But anywho, I'm not like a big fan of the PS3, but I will defend it because it does have games. It's got all the little big planets. It's got God of War 3. It brought back a lot of the PSP games onto the PS3, so you don't have to play it on that awful little PSP. Which I could understand. People are like, well, those are PSP games. Fair enough. But, let's see. It has The Last of Us, the Infamous series. It's got Ratchet and Clank. It's got Sly Cooper. So I know some of those are PS2 games, but each of those had a PS3 release, I'm pretty sure. And this is coming from a guy who's barely played any. Oh, Uncharted?
Never heard of it. What was one game you played for a while? I don't even remember what platform it was on, but I'll see you playing it every once in a while. It's like a whole bunch of you play it, and there's like 30 characters, and you gotta race to see who gets to the end, and there's all these different obstacles, and you fall off the spinning platforms and stuff. They're like little, they almost look like what's the game you were playing last night? Pikmin? They almost look like those characters.
Are you talking about, are they like animals?
Maybe. And like, I remember one of the platforms was kind of like this, and there's an arm coming by, and there's like... Yeah. Fall Guys. Yeah.
Fall Guys.
What was that one on?
That's on everything.
Oh.
Yeah.
I just know that you laugh a lot playing that one.
Yes, that one's a lot of fun. First I thought you were talking about Ultimate Chicken Horse, which is also really fun with little animal guys. That is an obstacle thing. That one is really fun because you're competing against your friends to get to the finish. And it's the same map over and over again. You have to get so many wins to win. And but every round you choose a piece and you have to add it to the area. So you're trying to make it so you can cross easier, but also make it so your friends can't cross easier.
So everybody sees where you place the piece, but you're doing it strategically. Are they doing the same thing too?
Yes, everybody gets their own piece. After every round, it'll pop up with like a box full of pieces, and each person gets to choose one. And we all see it. We all have the same screen. So.
See, I think only the person who finished, or maybe the top 3, depending on how many people play. Not everybody should get to place one. If you lose a round,
you'll see. Because if you would enjoy it, because there's no text.
Yeah. You know what I like about Rocket League? You just play. You know what I don't like about Rocket League?
That you aren't good at it.
Ouch, that cuts deep.
Mm-hmm.
The garage for the most part.
Because you don't care about customizing your car.
Yeah, I mean, to a point, I don't mind. Just get in, do it, get out. But there's somebody in our family, I'm not going to say any names, that would go in there and sit there and look at things over and over and then change it and go back. Do you like nuts? I'm not going to say names, though.
Yeah, I was going to say Will is more of the customizer.
Mm-hmm. I didn't say names. Why do you say names?
I didn't say that I couldn't say names, so...
You could have got some soup from Applebee's.
Mm-hmm.
We can say it because they're probably not watching the stream, because they're probably in the pool at a resort somewhere.
At a resort?
Well, his grandparents live on a resort campus.
Oh. Maybe I do want to go tomorrow.
I don't know if it's the same pool that you nearly drowned in, but yeah.
What do you mean the same pool? Oh, and Sun River?
Eagle Crest.
Thought it was at Sun River. See, the almost drowning that I think of is at the aquatic center when Manny saved me.
Oh, coming down off the slide? No, was it off the slide?
No, it was inside. I was in the deep end because all of my friends wanted to be at the deep end, and I was not a big kid. I was a very small kid, I never really had a growth spurt, but I didn't start really growing until after I graduated. I feel like I didn't, at least. But I also couldn't swim because I'm not buoyant. People laugh at that. I don't float, no matter how hard I try. Which I don't know how much you can try. You're not supposed to really try to float. But I took swimming lessons and everything. I'm still not a good swimmer. But anyways, everybody wanted to be at the deep end, and we're like 2nd, 3rd grade, something like that. And so I couldn't hang with all my friends, and I was drowning and flailing my arms, and then Manny came over and grabbed my arm and just pulled me up. That's all I remember about that trip.
We weren't there.
Which was weird because it was a field trip.
Mm.
It was the one odd time we went to the aquatic center on a field trip.
I don't even know why you call it a field trip. It's right across the street.
No, that was in middle school.
That was in middle school?
That wasn't in that middle school was right across the street. Yeah. Got tips for modding and getting really cheap games for the GameCube. I got tips for modding, but getting GameCube games cheap, no. Save money, and then that's really it. Save money and wait for a really good eBay deal, or go to every local game store you can.
Yeah, Steve, my dad said a long time ago, I don't have to worry about drowning because blank floats. Crap floats. I meant, LOL, imagine dying on a field trip. Little Jake didn't make it back today. Couldn't handle aquatic center. Glad that didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know darn well what my memory of a field trip would be.
What?
The zoo one. I went with you up to the zoo. I don't remember. I think you guys were still elementary, and the whole group, me and like some other parents and the teacher, and we're all walking through, and we go to one of the monkey displays, and the monkeys decide to mate right there in front of the whole class. And the other parents we're all looking at each other like, oh my gosh, do we let this be a teaching moment, or do we turn and usher you guys away?
I don't remember that. It must have been when I was little.
I'm pretty sure you were elementary. It was very funny and odd.
Okay. Well, it's about as much dust as I can get out of that fan. And that's it for that.
Better than the soldering iron.
Mm-hmm.
Better to drop Mom's toothbrush on the ground.
Mm-hmm. She can get a new one. There we go.
Gaming Sucks says, well, that sucks. I have 2 GameCubes and I'm 16 and jobless, so that's going to take forever.
There's another option, but legally speaking, I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah. Mom said it was 5th grade. 2nd grade. What was it? 2nd or 5th?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. SD says he buried that memory. Well, yeah.
I am missing a screw somewhere. Clearly, I'm missing 2 screws. Clearly important screws.
Not from these?
Oh, yeah. Okay, phew. Thanks.
Good thing your sidekick's here.
Yeah, I would have figured it out eventually. Maybe. There's a little.
Maybe.
There's a little. 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 There's little dust there. Okay. Well, I know that there's still some screws that are not tight. This one, and I think it's just these little ones up.
He says it's not. You're not missing screws. Those are spares. Spares are good. Where is this gonna go?
You'll see.
Oh, I don't remember from the last one.
We'll get there in just a moment.
Take the tip with you.
Well, actually, I have to unscrew a screw.
Yeah.
I'm still not quite used to doing these mods, but I think first we're gonna go back to doing this. Get this stupid battery bin. The last bit of soldering.
Mrs. Ray, question mark? I don't remember. I just remember that part. I remember riding back on the bus, and my back was killing me by the time. Riding a school bus at whatever age that was, not comfortable for...
And going all the way to Portland.
Yeah, you'd ride it up there, so it's 2 hours from the school to the zoo, then walk around on the hard ground for a few hours, and then ride back. Oh, my back was killing me. School buses are definitely a young man's game.
Mm-hmm. Stairs are a young man's game.
ST, are extra screws or broken screw posts better? Yeah, extra screws.
Extra screws. Because if I forgot to put in a screw somewhere, it probably wasn't important. Let's see. Whoa, earthquake. I think that'll be good enough. Hope so. Okay. I'm gonna unplug this because this is finicky. So we want positive on this side.
SD says Nintendo uses German torque specs. Good and tight. My feet are cold.
Feet are cold.
Belmont, do you use lead solder?
I do not. I don't know if it poses much for health risks. So if I'm going to be breathing in this stuff a lot, I'd rather not use lead. But a lot of people like to use lead.
Bless you. Woo! Flashbang.
Apparently, leaded solder is easier to work with, but I could not tell you because I've never used it, to my knowledge.
Well, you could get a full respirator mask and everything and just stream that way.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Mm-hmm. Don't forget to hit the like button. People got 8 likes and more than that watching.
It's probably more than that. Yeah, 24 likes, 18 people watching.
My mistake.
But you can still hit the like if you have not already. Man, I love this. I think if I do continue to do GameCube mods on stream stuff for sale, probably gonna downsize these battery holders to 2025s because
that sounded like it snapped in
or broke.
It didn't sound like a crack, though. It sounded like a snap.
It got pushed up. Huh.
SD says, question on SPs. Have you noticed it's like 50-50 shot on if the volume switches one piece or the slider comes off?
More often than not, it's not. it doesn't come off. I typically don't get them where they come off. At least every time that I try, every time I have a kit that has a volume cover, I'm using a Game Boy board that doesn't have that. Okay, there we go. I think.
Belmont says fume extractor. Make one out of Xbox or PC fan and some carbon filter.
Yeah, I've thought about it. It's just like
just one more thing on your workspace.
One more thing on the bench and one more loud noise. Like I know I could probably make it a quiet one, but I don't know. I've got my laptop right here, so I either put it on my keyboard or on my trackpad, and then, or I could have it up here,
which is
where
suck it right past your nose,
or the camera. So it's like, I could have it to the side, I guess.
In all that for you don't even know how much better it flows on the solder.
I typically, yeah, and like I should probably use one anyways, but I typically just hold my breath, and there's a lot of airspace in this room, so it's fine.
There's a lot of air supply.
Mm-hmm.
No, it wasn't worthy.
Where is?
It's over here.
Speaking of filters, I should probably put the new filter or the old filter in. Don't forget like that first time.
It's night and day, but yeah, flux and other things are toxic too, not just lead.
Yeah.
Dusty says, you done any of the Game Boy consoleizers? I'm doing a slate mod after this pocket. They want to do a consolizer. What's a consolizer?
Turn the Game Boy into a home console.
Oh.
Yeah. I have not done one yet. I thought I was supposed to do one for Zed Labs, and then nothing happened with it. I just realized I didn't solder this. And then I don't know what happened with that. But I'm not going to do one unless it is sent to me. I think if it's something that you want, it's worth the money. It's not something that I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to be able to play it on my TV. So, but also, I might change my mind once I actually have it in front of me. I don't know.
Can't you play it on your TV with the TV out that you put in some?
Yeah, but it's not as, I don't know. It would be a lot nicer to just be able to have it up there, and then I can use a wireless SNES controller, sit on the couch. That way I don't have to worry about a long wire.
Put it? You don't have room to put another console anywhere.
Well, it's tiny, and I probably wouldn't have it up there the whole time. Especially, that's another thing, is the reason why I don't really need one is because I've got the Super Game Boy for the SNES, and I've also got the Game Boy adapter for the GameCube. So I can play Game Boy games on my TV.
And SD makes my point. I'm doing it just to be able to put it on my shelf, LOL.
Yeah.
Novelty if people come over and looks better than video out mods.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For me, I don't really have a use for it, but for a lot of people, I can see the use, and it's still a cool project.
Belmont says a couple of GBA consolizers have some pretty noticeable input lag. I can see that.
Interesting. I don't know why it would, though, because it'd all be hardwired anyways. But
For a second, I looked over and I thought you had the soldering iron picking up screws. What are you doing?
I could see a delay from like the TV output to the TV.
SD, I want a GameCube and player just for that, but the disc is so hard to come by.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Belmont, there are good and bad ones.
Well, Again, not recommending anything, but with mods like this, you don't need the disc. So.
A HDMI signal converter lag, probably.
Yeah.
Josiah says, is it solder on the sides? WR, the ports are not? I don't know. Is it solder on the sides where the ports are not?
Is it solder on the sides or the... I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he's trying to... The WR, I think is OR. Because W and O are next to each other on the keyboard, I think.
Is it solder on the sides or the parts are not? That's still
little clarification.
Yep. Hit us again with that one, Josiah, please. SD says, I didn't know I didn't need the disc with mods. Pro tip, thanks.
Well, I don't know if it's the legal way with the mod. There might actually be a legal way to do it, but as far as I know, there's not. Off the top of my head, I don't know.
What's FPGA?
FPGA is it's like a CPU. I might be not 100% correct on this, but it's, as far as I know, it's like a CPU that emulates other CPUs. So like, I have the Analog Pocket, which it's a handheld emulator. People will get upset that I say this, but it's an emulator. But instead of emulating the software of the Game Boy and all those systems, it emulates the hardware of the Game Boy. And so it can be pretty powerful. It can be pretty weak. It depends on the use case and stuff. But
Belmont said, and some use FPGA, Field Programmable Gate Array.
Yep. Okay, Father.
Yep.
This goes in here.
And then, it comes with its own mounting bracket.
Yeah. And then it goes in here.
I just didn't remember that from the last stream. The last GameCube stream. SD says, I'm a rebel. I'll get the ROM for the disc as long as I'm not pirating games. I don't care. Come get me, Nintendo.
Yeah.
Well, it's good knowing you, SD.
See, that's the thing, is like, I don't know, I try not to even talk about my stance on pirating online, because, I don't know. But, for like something like that, I don't think that's evil to do, because it's like, I don't know, why did Nintendo even put a disc with it? I think that's dumb. They could have just had that firmware in the attachment.
SWAT team knocks on the door, he says.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have plenty of free time in the big house.
So,
Nintendo prison.
I think it's a little dumb in that sense. And I don't know. If you're... I think it shouldn't be illegal to download a game that you legally own if you don't want to have to go through the process of dumping it and stuff. If you'd rather just download it, and I see that's fine. But I also see the point of like, it's kind of hard to tell online whether you have the game or not. So, because like I want to be able to back up all of my physical games, and that's what I'm slowly starting to do, and I'd like to eventually make videos on all of those. But, yeah.
A couple good ones. You won't get in trouble as long as not selling, distributing. Might get to see my dad if they come get me. Dun dun. Belmont, I fly my black pirate flag without fear. It's not SD. It's not illegal if you own physical copy.
Well, you still can't download. You have to, if you do the backups yourself and keep it for yourself. You can also technically do it for other people. So like, if someone, say my father owns a game that I don't, but he wants me to do the backing up for him. Legally speaking, I can do that for him. I just don't think that I'm allowed to keep it and all that stuff. I don't know. There was some, like, when I was looking up the laws for the GameCube backing up stuff, I saw something weird like that on Nintendo's website. But
I'll read a couple more and then I got a comment about new laws. DC says software emulation is where someone has written a program in code that will behave like a GBA CPU. Hardware emulation is when someone has made chips like an FPGA that behave like a GBA CPU. GBA used, for example. Okay, that was like wah 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 to me. SD says, yeah, you can back up, not download, but yeah, there's gray area for sure.
yeah.
So I don't want to get into the whole politics thing, but I'm not in favor of more and more laws and rules. But there is something that the FTC is trying to push right now, and that is making it basically illegal for fake reviews, altered and paid for reviews, and like super expensive fines per click.
Yeah.
So if you made a false, not that you would, but if you made a false review on one of your mods and somebody clicked on it, it'd be like $5,500. Somebody else clicks on it, another $55. Another click, it's like. So I'm kind of in favor of that because I like reviews that are honest, and I love hearing people's honest feedback on stuff. And I know that you can go out there and buy and mod stuff, reviews, which I don't for the Unicorn Farm. But it's just annoying when you get something and you're like, how did somebody get 4.7 stars and 1,000 reviews? This thing's crap.
It should also be illegal to buy subscribers and likes and stuff too.
Yeah, well, that might be coming too.
Which, I mean, it's against YouTube's policy and stuff to do that. But people do it anyways. But yeah. I just don't put reviews on my website. Some people are like, why don't you have reviews? Well, I don't know, because I show everything. You literally see me building it. Yeah. So I don't feel like I need it. Plus, I don't care about the like 2 people who have buyer's remorse and want to give me a bad review. So it's like, I don't want to deal with that.
SD says paid reviews are a sham. I own a car audio distro company, and the industry is rampant with paid reviews. In the 80s, 90s, 2000s, it was common on reviews, magazines, etc. to pay for them. It's not the same anymore, thank goodness. Yeah, I just don't. We have a small business, and we ask the customers to do reviews, honest reviews. I don't pay them to do it, and I just want them to give other people the opportunity to hear how their experience was. And I think maybe I'm just oversimplifying it. This is the way it should be. You shouldn't have to trick somebody into liking what you do or what you sell. It should. If you fall short, you need to hear about that so you can do better. You're not going to be perfect all the time, but
it's just for scams.
I know, it's frustrating. All right.
Well, we have great views of the Unicorn Farm, so it doesn't matter.
No, I know. I'm just saying that there's other people that are in our unicorn industry that you hear from customers, their experience, and then you go look at that company's reviews, and you're like, okay, how did they get to there? Would you forget?
It's not like super important, but if someone wants to attach a Game Boy player, it kind of is. I will do it later because that is literally every single screw has to come out to put these in. But and you can see in the corner here, and put these in.
What are those for?
So and you, right here and right here and right here, these go in their threads. So when you put in the Game Boy player attachment on the bottom, it plugs into here. And then you can screw it down so it doesn't just fall out. Which is not really that important, especially when your console is like that. And it's also a very strong plug, but still, I'll tear it apart another day. I'm just not doing that on this stream. So, we'll put the jewel in. We'll test the game, make sure everything's working.
SD, my competitor gives 15% discount code for positive reviews after purchase. Yeah. So just do what you do and do the best you can. And those people, I don't know, karma, whatever you want to call it, they get theirs. You're either doing it right and doing it good, or you're cheating and sleep with guilt all night.
Or live with your riches.
Yeah. On your comfortable, expensive pillow.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Stick that down. Peel that back. Really hope that this jewel is not scratched up. It's just the plastic. Sweet.
That's nice.
And we should. Wow. They bought that many weeks ago. But thank you still. I didn't read the name. But
So you don't control when that comes up, it just randomly.
no, and I need to go in and like just stop it or something. I don't know. I don't understand why or how that works. I don't know if there's an update to it either. It's part of Shopify. It's not a part of YouTube or Streamlabs or anything like that. Okay, let's try and see if this works. Let's get this plugged in here. So, when you purchase this, it will come with an AV cable. It'll come with a power cable. It will not come with a controller. It comes with the SD card. It will not come with games. It will come with a piece of paper that has a QR code with instructions on how to back up your own games.
Your own legally owned games,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Well, once it's in your hands, I don't care. Not gonna say that you should do anything illegal, but I can't stop you. I just know that I will not be doing anything illegal, so I will not be handing you a bunch of games for free. There are people on the internet who do that, and
Pay for
that's illegal. And I'm a little more public facing than them, so I'm not taking that risk. Even then, I probably wouldn't even if I wasn't on YouTube. But anyways, there is also the option to get one of these. It will only show up once you add it to cart, and I really hope it actually shows up when you add it to cart. If not, I apologize. This is an HDMI adapter. This is the only way to... It's not the only way. It's one of the better ways to get a HDMI with your GameCube. It upscales. It's really nice. It's got a bunch of settings. And it works pretty darn well. I don't do any HDMI mods internally because this is the exact same thing. This just sticks out the side. And to me, it's better to just offer it as an optional thing. And it saves you money, it saves me money, it saves me time, it saves me frustration. Also, if you're worried about a giant thing sticking out the back, it comes with an adapter that goes into the, I think you have to put it in first. But
See ya, SD.
see ya.
Happy 4th.
It goes into the vent slots, and then it gives it that backward, or the downward support. Thank you. And it comes with an HDMI cable, but it's not that good, I will admit. It's like the basic HDMI, but it'll be plenty fine as long as it works. We're gonna unplug that there. You can look at my face. Oh, sorry, Lucid Gamer. Thank you for subscribing, but your thing got cut off. And we can flip it to games here, and we should be able to...
Do we have to go through story mode first?
Is it not plugged in? What the heck?
Because those brackets aren't in there.
I think. There we go. I think what it was I've done this a couple times recently. My power strip that I have on the side of my desk.
You bumped it.
No, it's so thin that when you plug in the two prongs, you can slide it into one of them, and then the other one's hanging out the other side. So I think instead of going like this, it was like this. So
First time plugging in?
Well, I can't see it from over there. I'm just feeling around. I'm not going to stick my finger in the hole and try and find where it lines up. But anyways, this is what it's going to look like when you... This is what it's going to look like when you turn it on. You'll have an apps folder, a games folder that will be empty, but in this case, it's got Super Mario Strikers loaded up for me. And then you can go back into apps. Once you load this up, you can download any game that you have in here directly to that SD card. It's going to take about 30 minutes. Oh, I didn't want to do that. But it'll look like this.
Story mode.
And you'll go through a bunch of stuff. And yeah, I'm not going to do that because it's going to take 30 minutes. And the game that I have out here, actually I don't even have a game in here. Did I hit reset? I think I hit reset. Nope. Are we seriously having another issue just like last time? Why? Maybe this time it is that thing being too thin. And I hope it is.
What was the issue? I can't see the screen.
It's not loading it. It's loading into the original menu. Why? Great. So now we have two. At least I have to take it apart anyways. Everything loads. Why is it doing this now?
This happened before, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember what. Yeah, I remember that.
I didn't fix it until later.
Oh.
I didn't fix it on stream. It's gonna. If it's the same problem, I have to take it all the way apart and fix it again. I have to redo it. Last time I just resoldered the stuff and it worked. I don't know why it's... If I... No. It had something to do with the wiring on it, so I don't know. I'm not gonna mess with it. We're done. We're done. This is stupid. I don't get it. I literally, this is only the 4th time I've ever done it, but I've never had problems like this until the last time and this time. And I don't know what I'm doing wrong, so I did all the solder points and I think I did them well. I clearly did it well enough to have it load the first time, so I don't know why it's doing that.
It wouldn't have anything to do with what you plugged in back there.
No.
It shouldn't be.
Because it worked the first time. But, okay, I'm done. So, thank you all for coming out, and I will list this once it's done, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, that's frustrating, but thank you for coming out.
Thank you guys. Happy 4th.
Yeah, thank you for reading chat for me to make it go faster, but I'll have to do it later. So,
Yep.
There's stuff on the website that's new. I'm not going to get it all out again. I will see you guys in the next one. Later, guys.